So that information was brought forward to a nomination candidate at the time, or a leadership candidate. Her name was Danielle Smith. Kind of laid out this plan, this proposal. A number of the candidates did. After that election, she then made me the Parliamentary Secretary for Economic Corridors, and we tied it into the Ministry of Transportation.
Yep.
Premier went one step further, and she actually called it Transportation Economic Corridors now. After this last election, the mandate letters that she wrote went further than transportation. So it's literally written into 11 different mandate letters of our ministries to be cognizant of these economic corridors between jurisdictions and areas. And then she scooped me up, and I'm her Parliamentary Secretary now for Economic Corridor Development. So the model is well received interprovincially, also across the border to the south, and then internationally. So a lot of the items that I'm working with, because she's the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, also gets us across the pond. So Europe is a play, the Arctic is a play. We want to get to India, that's a play. Obviously the US is big for us, and then Southeast Asia, Central America. So what I'm doing is taking our show on the road, that model, and we're leveraging a bunch of organizations that we've been participants in for a number of years, but not as aggressive or active participation as we have. I've incorporated and empowered a number of our colleagues and MLAs to be part of those groups, and we've gone from having a notion of concept to actually presenting now on stage our model, our economic corridor model, and literally the next push is signing up a bunch of these memorandums of understanding with other states. We've managed to have the prairie provinces already sign on to this. We've got Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba signed on. Next push, Minister will be pushing up into the Arctic. We want to do that. We obviously want to tie into Alaska. Governor Dunleavy had asked for us to stand up an old committee between Alberta and Alaska and expand that now for Yukon and the territories. We'll be pushing on that. And then these other countries, we can't play at the national level, but we can absolutely play 100% at the subnational level. So you'll see a lot of our ministries announcing agreements at the subnational level with other provinces or states. Education was one of them on HESI, so education is part of the hook. You'll see us doing that in other jurisdictions. Some of us will be heading over to India in the fall as well to do that, and then I'll be heading up to Reykjavik in the fall as well for Iceland for this Arctic conference, and that's the model. And then I just got back from the Energy Council down in North Dakota. Again, Alberta has 4 chairs on that committee, and we're going to assert ourselves, and lo and behold, they're having the same problems down south. And then the hook for us is going to be obviously the stuff that we have on the hydrogen is a good in there, and it lets us internationally represent all the good things that we're doing. Locally, up in your neck of the woods, your mayor is phenomenal, and so is your reef. They were early adopters of the concept and the model, and what we want to do, I honestly believe that whole Grand Prairie region becomes the first inland port. You tie in a couple of the little short line rails that need to be reconstituted, and all of a sudden you can also look at tariffs and free trade agreements that are existing and leverage the heck out of them. The other one too is out of Texas. There's a group called Ports to Plains. They're trying to get new highway infrastructure built up to the borders. We're taking it one step further, going, okay, Ports to Plains, good. We'll take it from here, get to our borders. We'll take you to Alaska. So in the current geopolitical sense, they don't want Alaska to be orphaned anymore or an island. We need to connect that, and then Alberta is literally that linchpin right through the middle of us. So that's kind of the 30,000 foot view of where we're at.
That's awesome. Yeah.